What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So we got our first prop of the year, Hellboy Right Hand of Doom. This is by Sideshow Collectibles. I got this off eBay for about 265 bucks. Now the seller did not mention, but there is a few scuff marks. I'll probably mention that to them. But you could definitely tell it was used. It also did not have a box, which they did not mention. Now, it's not hard to ship this thing, but still, they should have mentioned no box and said 2 scuff marks. But here it is. I wanted to show it to you guys. So I could display it right here on the right side of Hellboy, because that's technically where the arm is supposed to be. Although, for right now, I do kind of prefer it just like in between the 2 busts. Ultimately, what I'm kind of thinking, just because I got the 2 1/3s coming, I know space is going to be tight. I don't know if I can fit it in the core display. However, as I have mentioned, there's a ton of space with this Dilophosaurus boy. I have it spread out right now, but when I scoot this completely to the right, I can literally put an entire 1/3 right here. Not just a 1/3, but the Hellboy Right Hand of Doom right there. So it's kind of like behind the Ape Sapien and Hellboy 1/3. So most likely you'll end up right there. Kind of depends. I feel like the 1/3s are not super big, like space killers. They're like 13 inches wide. It's almost like, think of it as like Leatherface and freaking Michael Myers, for example. Maybe even just like 2 Michael Myers bases. Like that's like 13 inches. So they're not going to be Space Hogs, the 1/3s, but I do want it to look good. I also can move this TV over a little bit. I do have a little bit of room to play with here. If I scoot this all the way to the left, I can scoot the TV over about 2 to 3 inches. Right now, I don't need to. The 1/3s are not shipping for probably another 6 months. I heard Ape Sapien got delayed to Q2. That's also the ETA for Hellboy, so they'll probably be shipping late Q2, Q3. Let's check out this Right Hand of Doom, though. I don't know if I ever reviewed this piece when I got it a long time ago. I used to own it, and then I sold it when I sold my Hellboy quarter scale. The Hellboy quarter scale and arm, I sold that, I think, for like 650 bucks, and I sold it local. So, this base is the heavy part, and we'll just... basically has that Hellboy Right Hand of Doom 1:1. Let's see, what does that say? Scale reproduction. And then it has his logo right there. Same logo as that. There's no ES on it. This gauntlet does have a place where you can actually like wear it if you were to, let's say, cosplay. And if I was to guess, I think this is made of like a rubber. It's like movable. I swear it's like a rubber, if I was to guess. Now, it does look good. It does look like it's from the movie. This one in particular, I definitely had to dust it when I got it, but it does have a great weathering effect to it. We'll just show some close-ups. Lots of like scuff marks and patterns throughout. Give you an idea of size. So obviously it is much bigger than a human hand. And the scuff marks, there's one right there. That one's kind of annoying. And then there's also, where's the other one? Right there. So if I was to just paint it with like a dark maroon red, it would fix it. It's not, the back one is in the back, and I'm going to display it mostly like this angle. I like this angle where you can see the thumb and the fingers, or you display it simply like that, because then you get the pattern better. This is the one I would like to ideally fix, so I just have to paint match that right. You could do either a very subtle black gray that matches that, or you do the red. So I got to play with it to see how I could fix that, or I'll just leave it as is, whatever. It's just a tiny scuff mark. Focus on the good, not the bad. It's always the OCD of us collectors, where when there's one tiny thing off, that's all you focus on when you see it, instead of the fact that 99.9% of this doesn't have an issue. Anyways, this is how it looks next to the Hellboy bust. I wish this Hellboy bust did have some sort of arm with it. Could you imagine? I mean, it's such a big bust, but if they did double arm, one just like this right hand of doom, maybe, God, it's kind of hard to say what position. I'd almost want it the same position as like my Thanos bust. And then the other, maybe the arm up holding the gun. Like the big baby or the other gun he uses. Like this, I believe it's called the Samaritan. Now that would be freaking sick. Imagine that. Although, of course, that would increase the price and make it substantially wider. Because right now it's already a very big bust and kind of a space hog. But with how tall this base is, you could easily have an arm coming out right here. And then boom up with the gun. I would say the big baby is too big, so just do the Samaritan. And then right here, have an arm come out. And maybe just, I don't know, maybe like I said, like a Thanos, like holding it forward like that. That would truly elevate that Hellboy bust to be one of the best busts out there. If it had both the right-handed Doom and the Samaritan, and it's this big and looks this great, yeah, that would be insane. It's a shame it didn't happen, but here's the thing. We're probably never going to get another Hellboy bust of this quality. It's like, I doubt Queen or Infinity Studios is going to go after this license. It's extremely unlikely. Most likely, this is going to be the best Hellboy bust ever produced in our lifetime. So, and as far as the right-handed Doom, you got this one. There was one made by Chronicle Collectibles, but I'm pretty sure it never got released. There's also some like weird customs on Etsy and whatnot. There's also some recasts of this Sideshow one, which it's kind of hard to honestly even tell the difference. But the funny thing is the recast costs more than this one cost me. Recast would be like $330 plus $80 shipping plus tax on eBay. So it's like, dude, it's about $500 after tax. So yeah, crazy. So, but yeah, this looks just like the Sideshow one I used to own, like literally identical. So yeah, overall it looks good next to the bust. Great companion piece. Just that is one prominent feature of Hellboy is his giant gauntlet hand, the right-handed Doom. So that and then the Samaritan. I wouldn't mind. I saw a photo from another collector who got the Hellboy bust, and he had the big baby and the Samaritan on each side of the bust and the Tooth Fairy by Little Shop of Horrors. And that thing cost like $3,000. God. Anyways, the two guns next to the bus looked excellent, and I did like that a lot. As you know, I'm low on space, so I just can't do that. But should I ever get more space in the future and I can properly display it, what I'd probably do is have the right-handed Doom there, the Samaritan there, then the 1/3, then Ape Sapien. And probably with Ape Sapien, throw one of the Tooth Fairies that ECC made, which hopefully they'll release, and put that next to him since his 1/3 has them. So I think that would be like the perfect Hellboy display for me. And I do like this poster the most. Of all the posters I checked out, this Mondo definitely was the coolest. This is just in essence, a reprint of the Mondo. Because Mondos typically come in 24x36. And 24x36 is just too big for the most part. Like, that's a Mondo. As you can see, it's a very large poster. Where if I had the ceiling space, I do like that size. But for the most part, I really do like that 18x24. I like that size. I feel like that's a good size. When it goes bigger, it's a little distracting. Anyways, folks, here's the right-handed Doom. Like I said, it's a great companion to this Hellboy bust and or any Hellboy quarter scales, third scales, like the Blitzway Hellboy, which I'm a huge fan of. That's the best quarter scale Hellboy. Not a fan of the Iron Studios one. I think they messed up big time there. Great piece. I wouldn't pay more than $300 for it. That's my opinion. Overall prop rating, 6 out of 10. Anyways, folks, hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.